on all of these occasions has always been magnificent. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Macclesfield's Mixler channel for commentary of today's Northern Premier League Premier Division game between Macclesfield FC and Whitby. As you can probably tell, we've got a little bit of a delay to proceedings here. The Whitby coach held up in traffic, and therefore kick-off has been pushed back now till 3:30, so we're shortly to kick off in this one. Of course, with it being the 11th of November, we will have some remembrance and commemoration activities before the game kicks off here, and they'll be taking place in a moment. So Mac back on home territory today. Whitby, the visitors in the Northern Premier League Premier Division. Mac come into this one on the back of that very, very hard-fought victory away at Mask last Saturday. Laurent Mendy with a bullet header after 54 minutes there in that one to give us a very valuable 3 points in what was Alex Bruce's first game in charge of the Silkmen, and today sees him take charge of his side for the first time on home territory as well. Whitby come into this one having played a game in midweek. A very impressive victory for them as well. A 2-1 win away at playoff chasing Hyde on Tuesday. And that's even more impressive when you think that that came on the back of their 7-2 defeat away at Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup this time last week. So a little bit about what we can expect today. So Whitby come into this one, this contest in 11th place with 20 points, but they've only played 11 league games so far this season. If they were to win their games in hand, they could go as high as second in the table. Mac are currently 6th with 23 points from our 14 league games. So again, although there's a few spaces between the two sides in the table, I think this one is going to be an interesting contest. We're just waiting for the ceremonies to begin before this game. So I'll just run you through a little bit of late team news here, and that is that Alex Bruce has stuck with the same 11 that started away at Mask last Saturday. That means that the Mac 11 in full this afternoon is Dylan Berry in goal, Trey Pemberton, Brandon Lee, Lewis Fensom and Laurent Mendy in defence, Luke Murphy, Paul Dawson and John Rooney in midfield, Luke Duffy and Neil Kengney on the wings, and Alex Curran once more playing through the middle. The Silkman subs this afternoon: Connor O'Keefe, Alex Hurst, James Hardy, Freddie Sass and John Nolan. So still no place in the side due to injury for Sam Heathcote. He continues to miss out in this one, as I will now just pause for a few minutes to allow the commemoration to take place before the game. As you may have noticed, we were a little bit late coming onto the broadcast this afternoon. We've had a few technical issues, so I'm broadcasting using a mobile phone today. So apologies if the audio is a little bit sketchy. Do please let me know if there's any problems or we drop off at any point. I will now, though, just take a couple of minutes of on-air silence here, just so that the commemorations can all take place, and then I'll bring you some commentary very, very shortly.
You will be seeing representatives of both Macclesfield Football Club and Whitby Town laying wreaths in memory and in support of our incredible armed forces here in the United Kingdom. When the bugle is ready, he will play the last post. At the end of that, the referee will blow his whistle to commence the minute's silence to honour the men and women.
So just jumped the gun a little bit too early here. We're just waiting now for the remembrance to begin. Whitby, who arrived at this ground here just after 3 o'clock, has come straight off the bus. They've also gone with the same 11 that won so impressively away at Hyde on Tuesday. Not ideal preparation for them, having that delay to their journey, but they are a side that travels well, as I say, unbeaten in the league on their travels this season. Just that FA Cup reversal at Bristol Rovers to mar their record, and now we are ready for a moment's silence preceded by the last post. Very well done there from everybody, and great that Mac had the opportunity to pay their respects. So, after a delay of just over half an hour, we're now ready for this Northern Premier League game to get underway. Mac versus Whitby, and Whitby in their all white away kit this afternoon, Mac in their home kit of all blue. As I say, Whitby unchanged from the side that beat Hyde away on Tuesday, and that means they line up as followed. They have Bland in goal, a back four of Shepherd, Rowe, Beeden and Smith, midfield of Fuster, Grattan and Gell, Doherty and Mondal on the wings, and Greaves through the middle. I'll give you some information about those players after Andy Worth has finished his announcements. As I say, apologies for the poor quality audio this afternoon, having to do this on the mobile phone. A couple of technical issues, but we got there, and we're very pleased to be able to bring you commentary of this one. Alex Bruce's second game in charge of the Siltmen. At the other end of the experience scale, Nathan Haslam is the manager here of Whitby. He's been here since 2020-21 season. He joined from Whitley Bay. Got a couple of seasons now with Whitby in this Northern Premier League. Last season finished 15th. In his first season they had a very good performance, confounded expectations really, and finished 7th, just 5 points offside the playoffs. And Haslam is a experienced figure around the North East managerial scene. Did a really good job in his time at Mask. Helped them win a couple of promotions and win a couple of county cups as well. Mask, who Mac played and defeated last Saturday. As, the teams are changing ends, so Mac will be attacking Star Lane end, which is looking very, very smart with its new advertising. This week has been subject to the sponsorship deal by bathshack.com, so we've got the bathshack.com stand for Star Lane, and that's where Mac will be attacking in this first half. Whitby attacking towards the empty terrace down to my right here. There's a small pocket of Whitby fans over in the seats on the far side, as it is Mac who get things underway. John Rooney taking kick-off. Mac, as I say, in all blue, attacking from right to left, looking to build on that impressive victory, that hard-fought victory away at Mask last week. Whitby, the visitors today, are Northern Premier League veterans. They've been in this division on an unbroken run now since 1998-99, the season where many of you remember, where Mac were in Division 2. So Whitby know what to expect in this this level of football. Their best finish during their long spell in the Northern Premier League was 4th place in 2004-2005, but they have had another 4 top 10 finishes in their long stay here. And I know all at Whitby are going into this campaign with a little bit of optimism, hoping to see if they can make a bit of a tilt for the playoffs in what is a very congested league when you get below Redcliffe. And it is Whitby now who have a throw-in early on in this one. Beeden will take it. Big number 6 launches one high in towards the Mac penalty area. Mendy wins the header, goes towards the edge of the box. Ball still bouncing around there. Now in comes the cross from the right towards the far post. Not dealt with particularly well by Pemberton, but he's able then to use his pace to get in there ahead of Fuster. And then Neil Kengley unfortunately just steps on the ball as he tries to get that one under control. And now it's all the way back with the home goalkeeper, or the Whitby goalkeeper rather, who's able to clear long. Now here come Whitby down the left-hand side. Cross comes in, looking for the run of Mondal. It's behind Mondal though, and he's unable to get a touch on that one as the ball goes behind for a goal kick. Is that any better, moderation man? Just trying to put the microphone in a different spot. Just give me a shout. It's currently Mac with a goal kick. Dylan Berry, the on-loan keeper from Norwich, will take it. Right, let's see if this is any better. As Dylan Berry will take the goal kick. Still in the very early stages of this one. 2.5 minutes gone. Still goalless. As Whitby get the ball forward once more. Good turn in there by Greaves. Lanky number 9 for the visitors. And they're pressing Mac hard here. Whitby inside their own half before Greaves adjudged to have fouled Luke Duffy. And that gives Mac a chance to take a breather and they have a free kick inside their own half. As we have a team sheet as well, thank you very much. Greaves, a 23-year-old striker, was at Belper last season. And quite the target man up front for the visitors today as Mac play that free kick backwards. And now it's with Lewis Fensom, who's one of the 2 centre-halves for Mac today. He goes long, but his pass towards Neil Kengley's overhit. And Whitby will have a throw in their left-back position. Is that sound any better? Can anyone let me know? Please. Thank you. As Shepherd, the Whitby left-back, will take this one. Just taking his time over it. He's a left-back who joined Whitby from Hartlepool. Got a couple of goals this campaign already. And was a key man last campaign as well, with 43 appearances for the Seasiders. As Fensom now does well. Steps in there ahead of Greaves. Plays a good ball up to Curran. Curran plays it to Kengley. Kengley looking to take on his man, but it's a good recovery in there by Shepherd. Rob says it's very good. Thank you, Rob. Oh, it's fine. Moderation, man. If you just refresh your browser or leave the broadcast and then rejoin it, that should sort you out. So throw into Whitby on halfway. Make a little bit of a hash of that one. Paul Dawson tries to intercept. Instead it's Luke Murphy who's able to head one forward. Whitby return the favour and we have a bit of head tennis breaking out here. And now it drops in midfield to Doherty. Doherty there loses out to Kengley. Kengley tries to release Curran with an early ball. Can't do so. And then Trey Pemberton dispossessed on halfway. Whitby coming forward down their left hand side. Good recovery though from Pemberton. Got a good challenge in on Grattan. And that gives Whitby a throw. Halfway inside the Mac half down their left. As the power goes off and on again in the press box. Some strange things happening today. So Whitby with that throw in. They're going to launch it long once more. Second throw in, second long one. It's a long one as well. Goes in towards the Mac box. Headed up by Dawson. It spills out into the right back area where Pemberton slams one clear. And he gets good distance on that. Into touch on the halfway line. So Mac lining up today with back 4, Pemberton, Fensom, Mendy and Lee. Dawson, Murphy and Rooney in midfield. Kengley and Duffy wide, and Alex Curran continuing through the middle. As the ball switched right now by Whitby. Good ball as well into Mondal. Top scorer of the season. Brandon Lee half stops him, but Mondal holds on to the ball here. Looking for options inside him. Mondal though still has it, and then the switch back out to the right. Overhit by Whitby under pressure from Alex Curran. Mondal, who's scored in 5 games in a row now, including in that defeat away at Bristol Rovers. Centre forward, still only 26 years of age, and he's into his second spell now with the Seasiders. He left them to join Football League Forest Green Rovers, and then AFC Fylde as well in the Conference and Conference North. He's back now in the North East, having joined from Darlington, and he's got 9 goals already this season as Mac look to play a long one. It's overhit there by Kengley, straight onto the chest of Beeden. Beeden with a good looking switch as well towards Mondal. Goes over him. Brandon Lee just allowed the ball to bounce and then clears into touch under pressure from Greaves. And every time Whitby get a throw, they're going to take it long. It's Beeden again with it. From the right hand side this time. 2 centre halves have gone forward. Rowe, the other centre half. In comes the throw from Beeden. It's a flat delivery headed across his own box by Dawson. Half cleared by Matt, but there's a crossing opportunity now for Gell. Overhit. And goalkeeper Berry able to scramble across and gather. Making his second appearance for Mac on a month-long loan from Norwich. Had quite a lot to do in the closing stages at Mask last week. Go and have a look at the highlights of that one. It was a difficult afternoon to be a goalkeeper. And they made a couple of good saves. Particularly, as I say, towards the end of that one. And he clears long, straight onto a Whitby head. Chance for Mondal to get in behind down the right-hand side. But Mendy comes across. Clears into touch. We've had 7.5 minutes played here at theleeson.com. goalless between these two. And Whitby, having been delayed by traffic, which caused the game to kick off at 3:30, have made a bright start here. And they throw long down the right again, looking for Fuster. His ball inside towards Greaves. And Greaves gives it away though as he tried to play it into the fullback who was marauding forward from the left. And now Mac looking to break. Brave header though from Smith, who gets there ahead of Luke Duffy, who dangled a boot dangerously high. And now Mondal down the right hand side once more. Good interplay this by Whitby down their left, but in the end it's Dawson who steps into the challenge well. Dispossesses Mondal, and then there's a foul in there by Greaves. That gives a free kick to Mac just outside their own penalty box. Just having a look around the ground, not quite sure what impact the delayed kick-off will have had. Still Morpeth fans arriving in, or Whitby fans rather, arriving in dribs and drabs. They've had a horrific journey by all accounts, very busy on their way down. As Berry with the free kick for Mac towards Curran. Curran gets his head on that one, falls to Luke Duffy on the left hand side. Now Curran takes up the charge. Curran's got Rooney inside him, goes to Rooney. Rooney tries to play the ball across to Kengney. It's a lofted ball as well to Kengney, far right. Kengney's attempted cross is blocked behind by Shepherd, and that's the first corner to Mac of this game. Rooney will scamper across to take. 2 players forward for Whitby. Mac will have to keep 3 back. Lee and Pemberton, the Mac players back there using their pace, hopefully good effect. Mondal and Fuster, the players left forward for Whitby, as Rooney takes this corner from the Mac right-footed. Here it comes towards the near post. Dawson's there, but it's towed away by Doherty. And now Grattan can carry the ball for the visitors. Looks for a big switch into the run of Mondal, who went from in to out. Too much on the ball forward though, and Berry's able to gather. As Lee now, comes over halfway. Greaves with him. Good pace from Lee. But it's just to find Duffy. Lovely feet from Duffy as well. And again, it's all happening down the Mac left. As Duffy now switches the ball right to Rooney. 25 yards out. Rooney, square ball to Kengney. Kengney gets it right by the byline in the penalty area. Pemberton now with the first time cross. It's headed away by Whitby. And then they cushion the ball into the path of Grattan. Grattan has Dawson with him. Dawson has to be careful, and Grattan's done very well there actually to hold Dawson off. And now he switches the ball out to Mondal on the right. Mondal beats Lee in the air, scampers after the loose ball as well, which he'll get to. Now faced by Laurent Mendy. Mondal cutting in field onto his left foot. Good square ball from him. And then eventually there's a challenge from Luke Duffy, and it's a good one actually as well. 2 players for Whitby were in there. Duffy emerges with it, and now it's a chance for Mac to break down the right. Great ball by Dawson into Kengney. Kengney, can he switch it in the field to Curran? No, he holds on to it. Kengney now backing his man into the penalty area. Plays it back to Dawson with a first time strike. And Dawson lofts one over the top of the Star Lane end and behind. Got to say, that's probably the clearest sight of goal that either team's had in this one. And Paul Dawson blazed it high, wide, and over the bathshack.com stand for the first time since they became sponsors of that particular stand. And it's 11 minutes on the clock. Game being played at a good tempo, but the first real effort on goal from either side there. And not one of Dawson's better ones, but well picked out in the end by Neil Kengney, who many thought should have squared it to Alex Curran first time. Just decided to hold on to that one a little bit. In the end, did Kengney. Matt not able to take advantage as Mendy there wins a good header against Greaves. Now a good run this from Luke Duffy, who's going centrally. He'll switch it out towards Kengney on the right. Kengney will do well to keep this one in. He does. Has to track his run. Pemberton's inside him. It goes to Pemberton now. Now Rooney with a chance. Off the line in there. It's cleared by Beeden. Rooney was in there. He tried to turn the ball towards Curran, I think. Ended up diverting it towards goal, and but for Beeden, that one would have nestled in the back of the net. Good play again though by Macclesfield down there right. Looking dangerous. Loads of space for Neil Kengney. Excellent defending by Beeden. 12 minutes on the clock. Corner still to defend though for Whitby. Rooney will take it. Right footed towards the penalty spot. Mendy's in there. Good header though to the edge of the area by Rowe. And eventually it's cleared by Whitby. And Pemberton has to be careful on halfway, so he just goes for an up and under back towards the Whitby area, and once more Whitby able to clear. Now they're looking to come down the left, Fuster with it, but he's forced back. And things may now just calm down slightly. That beading clearance from Rooney. As Whitby come forward once more, the space on the left, but the ball goes centrally instead. And Laura Mendy will just allow that one to run through to his goalkeeper, Dylan Berry. A couple of chances there in quick succession for Mac. Hello, JL Bristol. Did you go to the FA Cup game between these two? Get a bit of scouting in. As the ball falls at the feet of Luke Duffy. He tried to play a first-time ball to Rooney, didn't come off, but Mac have possession. Again, it's surrendered, this time by Luke Murphy. And then a nice toe in there from Laura Mendy to take the ball away from Greaves, who was trying to turn one round the corner. As I think we're going to have a change of ball. That one a little bit flat. There we go, we've got the proper pressure. And once more, Beeden will launch this one down the right-hand side. Going to get it roughly on the edge of the Mac box, I reckon. It goes long now. Mendy, though, wins the header. Falls to the feet of Rooney, who's able to steer it into Brandon Lee. Lee, though, gives it away with an attempted long pass. Heavy touch, though, by Shepherd. Seized upon by Kengley, and the defender actually does very well to get his body in there. Ease Kengley off it. And that means that Whitby are now in possession down their right-hand side with the dangerous-looking Mondal looking for a 1-2 with Greaves. Greaves' pass was a poor one, though. Mondal did give chase. But it's eventually cleared by Mac through the goalkeeper, Dylan Berry, whose long ball drifts out into touch. So throw in to Whitby. Just inside their own half. It's thrown long again by Beeden. Hands go up, but the decision goes in favour of Whitby, which means Beeden's gained them another 30 yards there, and now a chance for him to propel this one into the box from the right-hand side. Rowe, wearing number 5, and the captain's armband's gone forward, the centre half. He's an obvious target, as is Greaves. And it goes towards Rowe now. Mac have to be careful here. It's headed away by Dawson. Helped back in first time by Shepherd on the volley. Difficult one. Mendy's in there as well for Mac, and it's eventually brought down and cleared by Dawson. Not great distance on it, and it's actually well dealt with in the end by Smith on halfway. Heads it down to a colleague, and here come Whitby now, building down their right. Good turn of pace here by Doherty. 4 Mac players with him in the end, and one of those, Luke Murphy's able to get a toe on that. Concedes another throw though. These are useful little breaks in play from a Whitby perspective. Get a breath, get players up the pitch as well. So another long throw. This one's going to go towards the penalty spot. Again, Rowe the target. Again, Dawson heads clear, but only into touch. Another 5 yards up the right-hand side. Dawson was frustrated with himself there because he knew exactly what was coming. But turns out he didn't, as the throw-in's taken short down this right-hand side. Grattan with it. Rooney is on him. And Rooney does well to stop the cross, but concedes another throw. And I think this time it will go long. Still, Greaves and Rowe in there. Long throw onto the edge of the Mac 6-yard box. Up go the heads. Rowe gets a touch on it. Mondal with the shot. Blocked by the thigh of Dawson. Mac still haven't cleared it. It's on their left-hand side of the penalty area. Attempted cross in there by Whitby, and it's taken a flick off Murphy, rather. And behind for a Whitby corner. Well, a little bit scrappy after that initial throw-in wasn't well dealt with. I think it was Rowe who just got forehead on it. Max scrambled to clear.
This is a message from Mr. Bernard. Mr. Bernard, who's in the Moss Lane stand, would you please make yourself known to a supervisor in the Moss Lane stand as soon as possible. So that's Mr. Bernard, who's in the Moss Lane stand. Please
corner for Whitby from their left towards the far post of Mondale. Rowe's in there as well. It came off the head of Rowe. I think it's gone behind off the Mac goalkeeper. In the end, it's a goal kick that's given. It looked to me like Rowe got a header on that one. He's at a very awkward angle. He's trying to head it back across goal there. But in the end, the referee ruled that it went, and his assistant, who was well placed, have ruled that that one went behind off the head of the Whitby defender. That allows Berry to take the goal kick. Long one, straight onto the head of Beeden. Mendy hooks one back at the touchline for Mac. Not too much football being played in these last few minutes as John Rooney now plays one into Neil Kengley. Rooney with a nice ball wide as well now. Trey Pemberton forward from right back. Whitby getting players behind the ball with real speed there though, and Mac now have possession. But Whitby have got 9 men behind the ball. Really fantastic recovery runs in the midst of all that, but there is still some space down the right for Mac. Ball into Kengley, battling with Shepherd. Shepherd trying to let the ball run behind, and he's done well actually there, the Whitby defender. Good strength from him. And it does indeed win a goal kick for his side. So we're now 18.5 minutes played in this one. Mac 0, Whitby 0. Just reminding anybody that's tuning in now, it was a 3:30 kick-off due to some traffic congestion. That's why our timings are all out of kilter today. As Pemberton heads one into touch on halfway. Now the ball's played long. Won well there by Mendy. And a nice little simple pass by Luke Murphy. Finds Duffy. Duffy with a chance to come forward. Goes left to Brandon Lee. Lee's got Smith with him and Mondal. And Smith as well to halt Brandon Lee. But Lee does win a throw in for Mac in an advanced position down the left. As Mac take that throw in, but the move breaks down, and now Smith able to clear long for the visitors, straight onto the head of Laurent Mendy, who's having a good battle in there with Greaves, and Greaves is down there. It's a little bit frustrated, I think maybe a muscle injury. Sat down on halfway, and that will give the players, if they want to, a chance to get a little drink. John Rooney in conversation down there with Alex Bruce, who's, as I say, taking charge of his first home game as Mac FC manager. And they're almost a quarter of the way through this one, still goalless. 2 shots of note really in the whole game so far. Effort from Dawson from outside the area after 11 minutes, which was high and wide over the Star Lane end. And then the clearance from Beeden on the line as John Rooney looked to try and turn one in at the near post. Didn't get too much on it in the end, Rooney. Caught between trying to find Alex Curran and have the effort on goal. Beeden was able to scramble back. And unfortunately it looks like Greaves here is going to be unable to continue. So Jerome Greaves' afternoon is a short one. Muscle injury for him. Picks up in an innocuous challenge with Laurent Mendy. So that sees Greaves replaced. And Greaves is going to be replaced by number 17, Connor Simpson, who you could be forgiven, was thinking was a bit of a clone really. He's another 6'4" striker. And he's going to pose a similar sort of threat to this Mac defence. And Simpson will be the target of this long throw here from Beeden. Goes short though. Brandon Lee able to get a toe in there, and now Luke Duffy tries to switch one out into the channels. Acres of space for Kengley. Kengley now running at Shepherd. 4 players to his left. Kengley brings the ball inside now. Plays the ball into Dawson. Dawson with the back heel to Rooney. Lovely turn from Rooney, and Rooney steers one in. Left-footed effort beyond the dive of Bland. A superb finish from John Rooney. Gives Mac the lead. Really lovely composed stuff there from John Rooney. All started by the switch of play from Luke Duffy out to Kengley on the right. Kengley found Dawson. An awkward looking back heel into the path of John Rooney, who just switched the ball from right to left foot and then curled one round the defender past the unsighted Bland into the bottom corner of the goal.
for number 10, John Rooney.
There you go. Well, let Andy Worth give you the time again. Lovely finish from John Rooney. Just what Mac needed.
Please sit down.
And a really poor couple of minutes from Whitby. First of all, they saw Jerome Greaves depart through injury. And then barely 90 seconds had passed before Mac opened the scoring. You sense now that Mac smell blood here because it's Curran coming forward, trying to shift the ball onto his left foot, but he's well seen off there by Doherty, who tracked the run and picked his pocket. Long ball towards Simpson as well, brought down by Mendy on his chest. Good play that from Laurent Mendy, who now carries the ball into midfield. Decides to switch it left instead to Brandon Lee. Now John Rooney. Good patient play from him. Whitby continuing to press from deep. Good ball over the top there from Pemberton into Neil Kengley. Kengley behind the back four, out wide. Crossing opportunity for Kengley. In the end, the defender Shepherd recovers well. Blocks the cross but concedes another corner. There's Rooney now with a corner from the right hand side in front of the Star Lane end. Whips one towards Mendy at the near post. It's cleared away there by Gell, who was sent off for 2 yellow cards in the victory at Hyde in midweek. So he'll be banned for Whitby's next game. That corner was well cleared by Whitby, and then Mondal a little bit unlucky as he tried to close down Lee. Lee managed to escape, couldn't find a teammate with the pass, and now Fensom clears off Mondal out for a throw-in on halfway. I believe we're due to be joined any minute now by listeners from Silk FM. Welcome to Mixler commentary here via the mobile phone today. A few technological issues as well as travel issues for Whitby, our visitors. It's Mac who lead at the moment. John Rooney with an effort after 22 minutes. Beautiful curling shot with his left foot past the away keeper Bland. No chance for him. And after a good start from the visitors, it's Mac who looked the most likely at the moment to add to the goals. As Whitby come forward in midfield, good strength in there from Fensom. Just nudges Fuster off the ball. Plays a smart pass forward to Dawson and now right to Kengley. All the danger coming down the Mac right as Kengley takes the ball inside Shepherd. Crosses in towards Curran. On the chest, down to Rooney. Rooney just crowded out in there though, and eventually it's stabbed clear by Rowe. Dawson snaps into the challenge, but Whitby, all in white today rather, emerge with it. Still have possession, just forced a little bit wide there was Smith, the fullback. Right back is on loan from Mask. And here come Whitby once more down the right, in towards Mondal, and Mondal nipped the ball away from the onrushing Mendy, but overhit it in his effort to do so, and the ball's behind for a goal kick. There's a goal kick from Berry. It's onto the head of Rowe for the visitors. Now forward to Grattan. Grattan trying to hold Mendy off, but Mendy's able to steal the ball away, and he goes early again towards Kengley. Kengley into the channel, rolls past Shepherd. Kengley now to the byline, crossing chance, plays it towards Duffy at the far post, but good header in there from Smith. And it's now back to Smith, who plays a lovely ball into the channel for Mondal. Lovely touch by Mondal as well. Now Grattan over halfway, 4 players forward in this attack. One of those is Mondal on the right hand side. Just composes himself, plays the ball in, and then it's a shot from Gell. A weak shot from the penalty spot. He's completely untracked there, the run of Gell, wearing number 4. Mondal just delayed the cross to him, and in the end it was a very, very poor finish from the midfielder, who'd done well, really well, to make the ground up as well. Best chance of the game for Whitby by a long way, as Mac survive, and now it's a long ball by Curran, not to anyone in blue. Shepherd also not able to find a colleague, and that gives Kengley the chance to get forward again down the right hand side. Just mixes things up. Plays it back to Murphy. Murphy in the base of the Mac midfield today. Vastly experienced campaigner who showed a lot of that now last weekend, negotiating the mud bath. Got himself booked after 20 odd minutes. Never looked like getting sent off in that one. Really good display from him. As Mendy does well now. Switches to Brandon Lee. Lee wants Duffy to set off ahead of him. Instead, Duffy comes short. Duffy tried to steer one into the path of Lee. Gave it away in midfield, and now Grattan eventually dispossessed by Dawson. That allows Murphy to pick the ball up once more. Murphy, great ball onto the chest of Kegney on the right. Pemberton's off on his bike on the overlap. Kegney instead holds on to the ball. Square to Dawson. Dawson eventually does go to try and find Pemberton, but he felt he was running back from an offside position, so he allows the ball to go past him, and it'll be a throw in to Whitby in the left back position. Still a few Whitby fans who've come in through the late gate. More credit to them for travelling. They had a long trip last weekend down to Bristol in the FA Cup. A very proud day for Whitby, of course, taking part in the first round proper of the competition. Not to be, but they represented the Northern Premier League very well. And they are 29 minutes into this contest here at the Leeson.com. Mac 1, Whitby 0. As Dylan Berry, the home goalkeeper, goes for the long diagonal towards Duffy. Duffy can't win it. The ball spilled forward, and eventually it's cleared by Beeden. Straight onto the head of Lee. Now Mondale picks up the ball on halfway, looking dangerous, Mondale. Nice play though from John Rooney to dispossess him. And Luke Duffy now sets off. And looked to have been fouled by Mondale, but the referee felt Duffy pulled the shorts of the Whitby midfielder. Gives Whitby a free kick. And they might go for the long diagonal with this one, I think. Whitby, who trail here, but had a very good chance. Gell, unmarked on the penalty spot. The pullback from Mondale after 24 minutes. Just no connection of any quality on it. As Bland does take that free kick long. Looking for Rowe. Rowe gets a flick on in towards the Mac area. Second header's also won by Whitby. And then it's slammed clear on the chest by Dawson. Not dealt with too well at the back there by Smith. That allows Curran to pick the ball up. Curran lays off to Duffy. Duffy eyeing up the switch towards Kegney once more. It's a good ball as well. Kegney's off after it. Keeps it in as well, Kegney. Chance for him to go one-on-one with Shepherd once again. Just holds on to it. Now back to Rooney. Rooney operating off the right-hand side for a moment. Now back to Murphy. And Rooney steers one over the top. Pemberton will try and keep this one in. Does. Pulls it back. It's cleared by Rowe, but back to Neil Kegney. Kegney steps inside. Challenge comes in. And a penalty is awarded. It was Beeden who went into the tackle on Kegney. Dangled a leg in there. And definite penalty, says my expert analysis from the right-hand side of me. Kegney upended by Beeden. That gives Mac now a penalty in front of the Star Lane, and 31 minutes on the clock. And it's Mac number 9, Alex Curran, who is over it. Top scorer this season in all competitions. Playing through the middle again. The selfless job he's doing so far. And here he is with a chance to make it 2-0. Right-footed penalty. It's a low one and into the corner. Bland went the right way. Wasn't the best hit penalty in the world, but accurate enough to beat the Whitby keeper and double Mac's lead with 14 minutes of the first half remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the scorer of this open second in the 32nd minute, he just can't stop scoring. Let's see for number 9, Alex Curran.
There you go. Alex Curran it is, who's doubled Mac's advantage here.
Sit down, Maury.
Good penalty from him. I suppose any penalty that goes in is a good one. Not the best hit in the world, but had the direction to beat Bland. No chance again for Whitby's keeper. There's Mac 2, Whitby 0. So far, a good performance from Alex Bruce's men as Pemberton does well, steps into midfield, plays it wide to Duffy. Brandon Lee off ahead of him. Duffy goes on a mazy run down the middle. Still Duffy. Now goes left to Lee. Not much room for Lee to operate in, so he goes back to Rooney. Now a square ball by Murphy. Trying to turn round the corner was Duffy. Just knocks it into touch. Whitby have a little bit of relief, and we've got a throw, which Beedon will propel down the touchline. Looking for the substitute, Connor Simpson, substitute striker. He's an obvious target for this. The beanpole, number 17. Ball rather slips out of the hands of Beedon, but still gets decent distance on it. Macklow managed to mop up and find Neil Kengley. He's inside his own half here, Kengley. Has to be careful. Good feint, though, to buy himself some space. And now Pemberton finds Murphy. Murphy under pressure from Mondal. Fends some good ball to Curran. Curran's dropped deep for this one, inside his own half. Turns away from his man and finds Kengley. Kengley runs across the Whitby midfielder, but the second one picks his pocket. I think it was Grattan. Lovely feet from him as well to evade the challenge from John Rooney. And now Whitby have possession just inside their own half. They go forward. Easily dispossessed there was Simpson by Trey Pemberton. It's just been the problem really for Whitby. Just had that one chance of note so far. Every time they get near the Mac box, the move seems to break down. As Whitby again win the long ball. This time Luke Duffy gets back, and then in the end it's Laurent Mendy who dispossesses Fuster. Clears one into touch, and Whitby again with a throw down their right hand side. Take it short, ball goes in long. It's a dangerous one as well. Simpson in behind, plays the ball across. Mondal with the shot, and it's equaliser. Oh, one back in even, one back. Sorry, I forgot the second goal there. One back for Whitby. There's a long ball over the top, over, I think it was Fensham and Pemberton. They're both looking at each other there. Allowed Simpson to escape. Good composure as well from Simpson, the substitute. He rolled it square. Mondal was in there, poaching inside the penalty area. His 10th goal of the season. And Whitby back in this one. 35 minutes on the clock. Mac 1, Whitby 2.
35th minute is number 11, Junior Mondal.
Sorry about that, I forgot about the penalty there. So 2-1, just a correction there. Not the equaliser, 2-1. Lovely finish in the end from Mondal. Just arrived onto that one inside the penalty area. Very calmly passed it past Berry. He was poised and ready, but could do nothing about that. Right in the corner. And there's been 3 goals in this one, and 3 goals that the keeper couldn't really do anything about in all 3 cases. So the top scorers for either side have got a goal apiece. Deficit is halved, and we have now 10 minutes till the break. I'm sure Whitby and their manager Nathan Haslam, who've had a difficult day logistically, will be feeling much happier now. They've got something to try and build on there with that Mondal goal. And here is Mondal again, trying to win the ball on halfway. Can't do it. And now Neil Kengley tries to roll away from Shepherd. Shepherd sticks to his task. Wins a throw as well off Neil Kengley in the end. And a difficult time, Shepherd, but when he gets Kengley slowed down, he's the bigger of the 2 athletes, able to nudge him off. As good switch again, looking for Smith this time by Whitby. It's a good one as well. Smith gets onto it. Smith driving in field past Lee. Still Smith going, but it's eventually ended by John Rooney as his attack. And now Rooney looking up, sees Kengley ahead of him. Plays one out. Kengley just has to hold his run. Now gets onto it, Kengley. Shepherd backing off him, so Kengley looks for the switch towards Curran. Well seen in the end there by Beedon, the man of the long throw. And now back to Beedon's feet, who goes back to the goalkeeper Bland. Bland with an up and under, looking for Mondal. Beaten in the air by Fensham. And then John Rooney helps one back towards Berry on the volley. Matt Keeper does well to clear what could have been a difficult back pass. Straight onto the head of Rowe though for Whitby. Here come Whitby again. Smith in space on the right. Instead, though, Grattan holds on to it in central midfield. Back to Grattan, who's got some space here. Again, he goes for that switch, looking for the run of Smith. Good header, though, this time from Luke Duffy, who heads into touch. Smith, who's got forward more since the equaliser than he had in the previous half an hour. As I say, on loan from Mask. Been here 3 times before as well, all on loan. So it's familiar to the Whitby fans and management. And he's having a good end to this half, as is Beeden, who will now take this long throw from the right. It will reach the box. Goes in there. Rose in there. Managed to get their head on that one, and then it's hooked away by Rooney. Something to chase here for Neil Kengley. Kengley has Grattan with him. Still Neil Kengley towards the penalty area. 2 players close him down. Matt keep the ball moving through Rooney. And it's Rooney once more, just playing a little 1-2 there with Trey Pemberton. Now back into Neil Kengley, and once more Whitby do well just to funnel good numbers behind the ball. 9 players behind it, and Mac can't find Rooney. Good challenge in there though from Laurent Mendy. Gets there ahead of Simpson, and then Fensom with a long clearance, which Kengley's unable to bring down. Kengley wanted a foul. Referee, I think, quite rightly waves that one away. Lovely interception there in midfield from Murphy. Just cuts out the long ball. That allows Dawson to try and find Kengley once more down the right, but this time the ball is overhit. The ball that's worked so well for Mac in the game as a whole doesn't quite on this occasion, and that'll be a goal kick which Bland will take. Mac 1, Whitby 2, just over 5 minutes to play of this first half here at theleasing.com, an eventful game. And a late finish in this one for a tie that kicked off at 3:30. Whitby, who came into the game, as I say, in 11th place, 20 points from their 11 league games. Due to their good run in the FA Cup, got quite a few games in hand. 3 games in hand on Mac, for example. And if Whitby win all those games in hand, they could go above Warrington Rylands and into second place in this table. It's Whitby now, enjoying a good spell. Ball into Mondal, slips it into the left channel here. Looking for the run of Fuster. Fuster away from Pemberton, but the flag is up belatedly against Fuster. And Mac will have a free kick inside their own area for the offside there. Bradley Fuster, wearing number 10. He's playing through the middle at the moment with Simpson. And Fuster, who's got 5 goals this season. Another who's been at Whitby for a few seasons now. Joined them in 2019. And he spent a long time in the Middlesbrough Youth and Reserve setup before making his bow in senior football. As Bland goes long. Good kick as well, looking for the run of Simpson. Mendy gets his head to that one. And again, it's into touch. So again, there'll be a chance now for Whitby to launch the ball into the Mac box. Beeden will trot forward to take it. There's some defending to do here for Mac, who still missing Sam Heathcote through injury. He'd definitely be in the team today with this long throw as it goes into the area now. Rose in there, the ball bouncing around. Mendy able to clear. Good control in there by Curran. Curran now tries to escape down the left. 2 players with him. Still Curran holds onto it, and Curran's done very well to win a throw-in for Mac. In the end, it was Doherty who got back at him. Once again, Mac do well under the pressure of the long throw. Mendy in particular. Now Brendan Lee with a throw just over the halfway line in an attacking sense for Matt. He goes long. Curran flicks one on towards Luke Duffy. Rowe gets there for the visitors, but his clearance is a poor one. Into Curran. Curran now towards the edge of the box, goes right to Kengley. Kengley cuts in field, back to Murphy. Will Murphy shoot? No, he measures one into Rooney. Lovely ball around the corner from Rooney. Cross comes in now from Pemberton. It's blocked. Ball ricochets into the area for Whitby, and it's headed into touch on the right hand side by Rowe. That ball could have bounced anywhere there. Bounced rather kindly from a Whitby perspective. So Mac now, as the first half has 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining, take the throw from the right-hand side. Pemberton, who's been well forward in the half with it. Mac have retained possession but have been forced back to halfway. Fensham then goes long and Kengley can only help his ball on. Straight through to Bland. And I think Whitby, after arriving late and then going 2-0 down inside the first half an hour, I'll be happy to get here into the dressing room at the break with just a single goal deficit. It's Dawson now. Good early ball from him out wide to Kengley. Kengley trying to take on Shepherd. Shepherd this time does get a foot in there. Ahead of Kengley. Concedes a throw though again. And that allows Trey Pemberton to stroll forward and take the throw. He's about 10 yards inside the Whitby half on the right hand side. Mac have got possession now through Luke Murphy. Murphy though well marshalled by Mondal, forced backwards, and that allows Laurent Mendy to scamper over halfway. I think it's better going forward though. Instead it's back to Pemberton, and this is good pressure from Whitby, and that sees the Mac keeper Berry have to clear long. Header is won in there by Beeden, and now it's back out onto the left hand side with Grattan. Good turn by him, holding off Pemberton, but the ball forward is then given away. Good 1-2 between Pemberton and Curran. Curran though doesn't quite have the pace to get in behind Grattan, number 8, who recovered well and clears one into touch. Grattan, the second top scorer for Whitby this season, 8 goals from attacking midfield for him. Another who joined from Belper over the summer, former Rotherham youth player who does have experience of the Northern Premier League, having played games on loan with Guiseley and Farsley in his time. 30 seconds left of normal time in the first half. Throw-in goes wide to Kengley, who's been busy so far down the right hand side. Kengley once more, back in field to Dawson. Dawson rolls away from his man, shooting chance for Dawson, and it's well gathered at the second attempt there by Bland. Decent strike from Dawson from the edge of the box, but rather central in the end. Bland did well to gather. As Bland goes long, Simpson wins the flick on ahead of Fensham. It's now into the possession of Mondal, who's twisting and turning away from Murphy. And Whitby now rather have some comfortable possession into the 2 minutes of time added on, as indicated by Jed. And it's finishing with Whitby on the front foot. Just inside the Mac half now with Smith. He plays a square ball. There's some space in midfield here for Whitby. Smith carries on. The ball's held on to a little bit too long though by Doherty. And now Whitby have got to go backwards and square. And that allows Mac just to press up a little bit here in midfield. Whitby though still knocking the ball around nicely. Now they go for the long ball into Simpson. Simpson gets a touch off. Mondal takes over. Great challenge though by Brandon Lee. Sliding challenge from Lee, who'd come across almost to right back to make that on Mondal. And Mac are able to clear, but they can't hold on to it. And it's Whitby once more going for the big switch. Good one as well towards Smith. Smith brings the ball down under pressure from Duffy. Looking for options now is Smith. Mondal's made the run from left to right ahead of him. Mondal picks it up now by the corner flag. Trying to turn away from Brandon Lee. Bit of disagreement there between the officials. Mondal thought he was fouled by Lee. Referee happy to wave away. And now John Rooney just loses it in midfield, but Mac still have it. Good ball into Luke Duffy. Duffy now carries the ball infield, running at the centre half. Beeden instead goes square to Dawson. Dawson tries to play it back into Duffy, and the move breaks down. Dawson though does well, wins it back there off Grattan. He finds Kengley, but Kengley's touch is a heavy one. And now Whitby can come away over the halfway line. And back out to Smith. So we've had the allotted time, and indeed the referee brings the first half to a close here at the Elysian.com Stadium. An entertaining game so far. First 20 minutes you saw a very good start by Whitby, belying the fact that they had that awful journey down here and only half an hour to prepare for the game. They didn't really threaten though too much, apart from one opportunity from Gell. In the end though, it was Mac who raced into a 2-goal lead. John Rooney with a smart finish with his left foot into the bottom corner, and then the second goal after 31 minutes. Alex Curran with a penalty after Neil Kengley, who's been involved in pretty much everything good by Mac, was fouled by Beeden. The goal back though by Whitby. Mondal it was who tapped home after 35 minutes. Good play by the substitute Simpson to set him up. And since then the game has ebbed and flowed, and in the second half I think this one could go either way. Whitby showing some real quality and resilience to get themselves back into this one. They go into the break 2-1 down, and they've certainly got something to build on here in the second period.
The next day here at Whitby Stadium. running back in Mason. This coming Tuesday will be 7:45 at kickoff. This will be the NPL Premier. So make sure, looking forward to see as many of you here this coming Tuesday as possible. And in the Cheshire Senior Cup, second round, we've got from the Robin here at Lizzie.com, and it's currently scheduled for Tuesday, the 5th of December at 7:45 p.m. A very happy birthday to young James Darley. His birthday was on last Thursday. I think he became a teenager. I hope you had a great day, James. That's lots of luck for your old man and your cousin, Redford player, and you've got Ted with you as well. Hope you had a great birthday and you enjoyed the game. I want to put a huge shout out to young Henry Rose, who has just completed the 500 mile walk from Macclesfield to France to help raise money to spread a bit of Christmas cheer for those who cannot even afford a Christmas meal, let alone any gifts. Henry's target was 18,000, and last time I looked he was very close to it. What an incredible young man. I know the parents, all his family very proud, as we are here at Macclesfield FC, where Henry is a very, very proud Scotland man. Well done, Henry, we're all very proud of you, mate. Well done. Just to let you know that the festive in Macclesfield is offering £16.95 membership per month. If you want to have a tour and look at the amazing facilities in Stealth Gym, then come and see JP. Monday to Sunday, he'll be happy to show you around and the wide range of classes that are now between the 13 to 16-year-olds. There's also teenagers, membership with circuits, spins, Pilates, and all sorts of things at the amazing Stealth Gym. So go and have a look around, get out with the lovely guy JP, and have a look at the excellent Stealth Gym. Thank you. Just to let you know, thank you for all those who took part in 50-50. The 50-50 has now been claimed, but we really appreciate your support in this with another amazing figure of £396. Many thanks also to the 50-50 sellers and of course program sellers who do such a great job. Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to second half commentary here on the Macclesfield FC Mixler channel. Northern Premier League Premier Division action this afternoon. Mac hosting Whitby Town. Game delayed by half an hour due to traffic congestion for Whitby. So timings are slightly off. We should be getting back underway about 4:30 here for the second half. And at the break it's Mac 2, Whitby 1. Entertaining game actually as well. And fair play to Whitby. They started off brightly and then could have really folded after they found themselves 2 goals down after 31 minutes. But they've shown good resilience, got themselves back into the game with that effort from Junior Mondal, and very open last 15 indeed. Leaves us with an intriguingly poised second half, I think, here. Hello to our listener, Mr. Bettany from Lagos. I hope you're enjoying it over there. just a couple of announcements, non-footballing or footballing in a way announcements that pick up on that Andy Worth was talking about at half-time there. Just had the 50-50 winner, who I saw reacting when he heard his numbers come up. He's just won 397 quid. And 50-50, quite a new thing, is that even if you don't come to the game, you can now go onto the SST website up until the morning of games, and you can buy a 50-50 ticket as well. So if you'd like to support the football club and the Supporters Trust, you can go on there and buy an E50-50 ticket, which gets put into the draw. And we've had winners win by that, as well as winners in the ground as well. And then the second thing is the amazing efforts, which if you follow Mac, or you're from Mac particularly, you'll have seen probably on Facebook and Instagram, Henry Moores, who has done an amazing charity walk from Mac to Paris over 30 days, 500 miles. Henry's walked there for various local charities, and he arrived there a couple of days ago, I'm sure with very, very sore feet, but Henry's raised an astonishing amount. I think it was over £15,000 last time I checked for various charities. There's still time if you have a Google for Henry Moore's charity walk, and you can see what it's all been about. If you want to contribute to that, I'm sure Henry will be very, very pleased. Hopefully he'll find himself back on the terraces here at the leasing.com soon, when he's had a little bit of a rest. And full credit to Henry for taking on that challenge, especially doing it at the back end of October and into November as well. Very brave man. So we're just waiting now for the players to emerge from the tunnel for the second half. You can see the Mac substitutes over to my right, warming up in front of the Star Lane end. Full complement of 5 available to Alex Bruce today. Still just one injury to report. That's Sam Heathcote, who was playing in the Trust Senior Cup against Sandbach a couple of weeks ago as he recovered from an injury, and then unfortunately picked up another knock in that one, and that ankle injury is keeping him out of action, which I know he'll be deeply frustrated about. Oh, another good announcement here from Andy Worth at half-time. So the women's team are at home tomorrow at 2 o'clock at theleasing.com. Really good to come down and support them if you've got your free Sunday. So it's 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Come down for that one. Maybe grab yourself a Sunday roast and watch some of the Premier League football on the telly if that sort of stuff takes your fancy. And just going back to our subs, as I say, full 5 to pick from today. They are Conor O'Keefe, who is a substitute goalkeeper, Alex Hurst, James Hardy, Freddie Sass, and John Nolan. You may have missed it, but during the week, Danny Rowe, who joined Mac on a short-term deal, had been a prolific striker in the non-league scene, most notably for AFC Fylde. He stayed with Mac for around about a month, but has decided to move on. Consistent health issues for him, meaning he's not quite able to perform at the level he would have liked, and hopefully Danny can get that sorted out, get himself back enjoying his football. I'm sure we will see Alex Bruce weighing up some forward options. In the absence of Rowe, we've continued to play Alex Curran up front. Puts a lot of effort in, but it's certainly not his best position, despite the number of goals he's managed to notch this season. And he's got another one today. Penalty from him. As players emerging in dribs and drabs after half-time refreshment. It'll be a late finish tonight here. Please do stay with us if you can. I think the second half's got a few more twists and turns to go. Whitby showing why they are yet to be beaten on the road in the Northern Premier League Premier Division this season. Good resilience here. They've got 14 out of a possible 18 points on the road this season in the league. 0 defeats. Of course, as it stands, they are going to falter one here. Certainly think there's more to come. Neil Kengley just having a last conversation there with Alex Bruce. A lot of dangers come down that right-hand side for Mac. It'll be interesting to see if Whitby can actually stop the supply to Kengney, what Mac would do, because pretty much every time one of the defenders or midfielders has got some space, they're looking up. Kengney's already on the run and the ball's going out to him. It's been really productive down that right for Mac. And so I think we're shortly going to start the second half here.
Let's keep going in the second half as we play ball towards 3 points and come on, you Silver!
Referee Michael Trevethan just checking we've got 22 men on the field. Game played in good spirit so far actually, no bookings and no changes for either side at the break either, as it is Whitby who get us underway in the second half. They had to make one enforced change in the first half. Connor Simpson coming on for the injured Jerome Greaves, who appeared to pull a muscle, and it's Simpson now trying to get onto this long ball. Fensom and Pemberton there with him. It's Pemberton who manages to clear for Mac up towards Alex Curran. Curran knocked off it by a couple of defenders, and Smith has the ball for Whitby. Now on field to Doherty. No way forward for him though. He was closed down well by Luke Murphy, and there's some time and space at the back for Gell, midfielder. He turned into trouble but does well to retain possession, and it's Whitby who are starting the second half, having the lion's share of the ball. The Seasiders made the long trip down here today, even longer trip than they would have planned as well, certainly in time at least. As Grattan now drops deep, tries to orchestrate play. Good ball into the feet of Simpson. Simpson growing into this game after coming on in that first period. He's the man who laid the ball on for the first goal, the opening goal for Whitby, which Mondale scored after 35 minutes after the Simpson cross. And here's Mondale again, beaten to it this time by Fensom, and then a heavy touch by Shepherd allows Mac a little bit of respite at the start of the second period, and we're going to have a throw which right back Trey Pemberton will take just shy of the halfway line down the right hand side. Throw in is won by Whitby, and now Paul Dawson trying to put the pressure on Whitby though. Good footwork from Grattan, and now it's back into Grattan. Mondale as well involved in this move as the ball goes right. It takes a nick off John Rooney and falls towards Smith, but Brandon Lee sees the danger, slams the ball clear. Unfortunate nick that one off John Rooney actually, because it was going nowhere near the intended target for Whitby. And they take the throw in short and go back into their own half, where Rowe, the Whitby captain, goes long. Simpson underneath it once more. Good header from Simpson. Cleared away from the penalty spot on the volley by Laurent Mendy. And Neil Kengley slices one back dangerously towards his own goal. It's bouncing around in the 6-yard box. Mendy does get his head to it eventually. And goalkeeper Berry gathers. Fuster was in there as well, making a nuisance of himself. Couldn't quite get on the end of that one. And Mac making life a little bit difficult for themselves at the back. Survive the 3 minutes of the second period. Mac 2, Whitby 1. And Mac have a throw now on their left. Ball headed into touch by Rowe. He's looked dangerous when he's come forward. Remember that Whitby have this long throw from Beeden. Rowe's gone forward at every opportunity as well from those. He's got his head on a couple. Made life difficult for a lot of the others as well. As Whitby now have possession in midfield. Good turn there by Gell. Plays one into the left channel looking for the runner Simpson. Slammed clear by Fensom. Neil Kengley does well to bring it down, and Rooney pursues the loose ball, but it breaks now for Duffy. Duffy looks to play one right to Kengley. Kengley brings it down, chance to shoot left-footed, but Kengley knocks it 5 or 6 yards wide on the volley. First sight of goal in the second half though for Mac. Kengley once more involved. Just looks frustrated with himself there, but wasn't an easy opportunity for Kengley. Defenders recovering as well. Goal kick to the visitors, which Bland takes it towards halfway. Good header from Dawson, header Simpson. And now Dawson brings the ball down on his chest. Plays the up and under long. Curran not able to get on the end of that one. And now Kengley heads in field. Rooney just eases Gell under the ball. And the referee just gives himself a moment to think. He decides that was a foul by John Rooney. And he's just having a little disagreement there with Gell. won't change the fact that Whitby have a free kick and a chance to play a long ball forward. The referee now can ask for a little word with Adam Gell and John Rooney. Gell, who's a centre midfielder, again another who's been here multiple times, now his third spell with the Seasiders, joined in January 2023 from Mask. And all in all, across those spells, he's into his 5th season now. Did have one chance in the first half as he broke into the penalty area after 27 minutes. That was sandwiched in between the 2 Mac goals, and eventually the free kick can be taken. Looking for Simpson. Simpson no beaten in the air by Dawson. Ball falls to Whitby though, who have the ball down the left side, and Grattan a little bit fortunate there to get a throw. I think the ball just got a nick off the boot of Dawson, and that throw is as good as a corner because Beeding will go across to take it. It's level with the edge of the Mac box down the Whitby left. Plenty of targets in there for this long throw as well. First one of the second half. And it comes towards Simpson. Flicked on by Simpson as well. Mendy gets his head to it. Ball drops at the feet of Grattan, and Grattan can only help it wide on the volley. Behind for a goal kick. And difficult effort in the end from Grattan. He didn't have much time to react. Needed to back off that one really. Give himself a full swing. In the end he rather poked at it wide. Again though, early signs that that long throw will be difficult to deal with in the second half, particularly as the game wears on. Concentration naturally starts to fade somewhat. Just asks different questions, of course. The long throw slows the game down, gets you all out of your shape as well. And I don't think we've seen the last of that one as an attacking force in this game, as Luke Duffy does well under throwing, gets Mac into possession in open play. And now the switch from Murphy out to Kegney, had to go back to pick it up. Now Kegney carrying the ball in field, looking for options, goes to Rooney, good flick by Rooney, chance now for Dawson, it's saved by the legs of the keeper, still alive though, left hand side of the box with Duffy. Duffy curls one and curls it wide. Good chance there for Mac. Dawson it was, making the run from midfield, arriving onto the lovely little flick by John Rooney, and his low effort saved by the legs of Bland. Good play from the visiting goalkeeper. Crucial, you think, to Whitby's hopes of getting something from this game. Can't fall 2 goals down for a second time, you wouldn't think. As Luke Duffy does well in midfield, brings the ball down well on his chest, plays a lovely ball into Curran. Curran now with an early shot, parried out into dangerous situation by Bland, and it's not cleared yet. Picked up instead by Kegney on the right. Into Rooney, good ball back to Kegney. Kegney across the 6-yard box, Duffy's in there, and somehow the ball finds its way into the gloves of Bland. Really good play again by Mac. Sharp football down the right, and it looked like Duffy was going to turn that one in at the far post. Only for the sliding challenge of the Whitby man to deny Mac. Two chances in quick succession there for Mac. Need to try and get this one put to bed if they can, and now's the chance to release Kegney. It's Dawson with the ball out towards Kegney. Thought there was a deflection on it from a Whitby man. Nothing doing though. That means Whitby have a throw in left back spot there. Shepherd will take it. Had a bit of a torrid time during the periods of the first half against Neil Kegney. Matt needs to get the ball into Neil some more in the second period, as Matt do well under the long ball. It's Curran trying to play a cross in, and that looked like it got a deflection as Curran tried to put the ball in. Referee and the assistant referee though concur. Goal kick it is. That was nice play in the midst of all that by Alex Curran. Clever play rather. Just backing into the defender Rowe, not allowing him to win the header cleanly. And Max seizing on any chance to get the second ball high up the field. It's a good header there from Laurent Mendy from that goal kick. Heads into possession of Whitby via a throw. And now it's a switch again, looking for Shepherd. Shepherd nudges Pemberton under it. Heads it square where it's picked up by Murphy. Poor pass out of defence from Mendy. And here at Whitby once more, building in midfield. Max snapping into challenges. Whitby though hold on to it, and now there's some space for Rowe in the centre circle, centre half. He doesn't want to hold on to it too long though, Rowe. And he has it back once more. Whitby happy to hold on to possession for the moment, just looking for that right pass. There's a run ahead there from Grattan and Mondal, but once more Whitby hold on to possession, and it's now all the way over on the right hand side with Smith. Smith looking to make a foray forward over the halfway line. Good play this from Whitby. Probably 20 passes in this move so far. Now it's out to the left hand side to Shepherd. Shepherd under close attention to Kengley. Now back to Doherty. Doherty with the ball through the legs of Rooney. Back to Doherty, and he's shot. Skews off the outside of his boot, and around 20 yards wide in the end. Lovely move though from Whitby. Moving back around. You can see in there a couple of runs from Fuster and Mondal it was. Both trying to make runs in behind the back line during that move. Got to be careful there.
I'd like to offer his very sincere gratitude for the very honest lady that brought back his wallet. Much appreciated. Brian is very grateful. Thank you.
It's Curran again, can't win the long ball forward. A few headers here in the midfield area, and that sees Trey Pemberton forced to play long, and his clearance will go all the way through to the Whitby keeper. We've had now 11 minutes of the second period. No further goals. Bland with a crucial save from Paul Dawson, and then great defending at the far post to prevent Luke Duffy turning in a Mac third. Chance though on the counter-attack as Rooney skews one wide, straight onto the boot of Curran. Lovely back heel from Curran into the onrushing Kengley. Two players with Kengley though, looking for options. One of those is Curran, but Curran's run is tracked well by the recovering Gell in midfield. He clears into touch. Matt get the throw in back on the park quickly with Kengley. Kengley expecting Pemberton to be on the overlap. Pemberton had held the run, and as a result the ball dribbles behind for a goal kick. And that goal kick is taken long by Bland, looking for Simpson. Simpson gets his head to another one. Now the ball into the channel, looking for Mondal. Easily cleared up to halfway by Mendy. Kengley tries to bring one down on his chest. Too many players in the way though, and it's Grattan that emerges with the ball. Dawson making life difficult in there for Doherty. Shoves him off the ball, and Mac have a throw on halfway. Good physicality there from Paul Dawson, managing to stay the right side of the referee. And now Pemberton has the throw, takes it into Dawson. Heavy touch from Dawson, has to be careful with Gell with him. Dawson still holds on to it and then eventually draws a foul from Gell. And so Mac have a free kick from deep. Dawson though takes it quickly, looking for Luke Duffy. Header up in the air from Smith, will be picked up though by Duffy. Duffy brings it down well, feints, tries to get the ball onto his right foot and then runs into traffic in the form of Rowe. Rowe's clearance is a poor one though, seized on by Murphy. Now Rooney, space for Kengley at the far post. He's going to try and cross it towards him, but it's well headed clear by Shepherd. And now Doherty can play the ball forward to Simpson. Simpson, who's had to drop really deep to pick that ball up to feet. Does well though, the big striker, holds on to possession for Whitby. Now had 59 minutes played in this one. As Duffy goes into a challenge on Smith. Smith evades him. Smith though plays a short ball which is seized upon by Kengley. Kengley now towards the area, looking for options. Great challenge there from Rowe. Really good challenge from Daniel Rowe to dispossess Neil Kengley, who was in full flight. And now forward come Whitby down the left. Shepherd with it, looking for the runner Simpson ahead of him. Goes into Simpson. Fensom's come over to this touchline with him, but Simpson does well. Rolls it now square to Gell. Loads of space on the right hand side. That's where the ball goes. Defending to do for Lee. Low cross in. It's cleared by Mendy. Appeals for handball against Mondal, but nothing doing for the referee. Dawson then gives them the ball away. Attempted a lofted ball forward. And here come Whitby once more. On the right hand side. Fuster with it. Eventually forced back by pressure from Mac. Now Mondal popping up on the right. Carries the ball in field. Tries to draw the foul against Lee. And then he's been penalised for obstruction there. He went to the turf too easily and prevented Mac from getting hold of the ball. And this game continues to be an entertaining one. Very, very difficult to call which way it's going to go. Half an hour left. We're going to be finishing around about 20 past 5 this evening. Getting cold. Certainly dark as well. There's Berry with the free kick. Dylan Berry, the Mac keeper. Whitby win the header but concede a throw, which Trey Pemberton will take. There's a bit of activity on the Mac bench, so we'll see who's going to be utilised from the available subs. As Neil Kengney loses out to Rowe. Rowe plays the ball forward. Mendy slips, allows Fuster in behind, and then Fuster takes on the shot early and completely mishits it. Easy for Dylan Berry to gather. It stays 2-1. Just a momentary bit of danger there as Mendy slipped. Managed to get his legs going and make life awkward for Fuster. He maybe had a little bit more time than he thought in the end. His effort was a weak one. Still the best that Whitby have mustered in the second half. Of very few chances. There's a chance now for Neil Kengley to scamper onto a ball down the right. Luke Murphy with it. Kengley does well, holds on to it. Back to Murphy. Now Pemberton. This is all down the mat right. And there's space over on the left-hand side for Brandon Lee. Lee, though, doesn't have too many options. Decides to go past Grattan. Good burst of pace from Lee. Into Duffy. Duffy now has Curran with him. Holds on to the ball instead. Goes square to Rooney. Rooney's ball's cut out. Aiming for Curran. Picked up, though, by Dawson. Now to Pemberton. Goes wide to Kengney. Furthest right here for Mac. Up against Shepherd. Good play from Kengney. Holding off the defender, but it's Mondal who comes back in the end and helps out his fullback really well. Risky pass, though, and it's seized upon by Luke Duffy, who goes into the slide and challenge with the goalkeeper Bland. The ball loops up and behind off Duffy. Very, very fortunately for Whitby for a goal kick. That could have gone anywhere. And all of Whitby's own making had plenty of chances to clear it. Couldn't do it. And that's going to prompt Whitby into making their second substitution of the afternoon. Off comes number 10, Bradley Fuster. And on comes number 14, Lewis Hawkins.
Replacing number 10, Bradley Fuster, number 14, Lewis Hawkins.
So 2 changes now made by Whitby. They had a game in midweek, of course, away at Hyde. It's a few more miles in the legs for them. And they need at least one here to get anything from this game, as Neil Kengley's ball forward is cut out by Beeden. He can't find a colleague, though, and his long ball in turn rolls all the way through to Dylan Berry in the Mac goal. Been untested in the second half. And if it remains like that for another 27 minutes plus injury time, then Mac will pick up the valuable 3 points here. As Murphy does well in midfield, wins the header. The ball breaks loose, though, for Whitby in midfield. Grattan with it. He goes left now to the substitute Hawkins. Hawkins looking for a 1-2 with Mondal, but it's well read by Pemberton. And then via the boot of Berry, Mac managed to clear long. Curran can't get his head on that one. And then Gell does well in midfield. Steers the ball wide to the fullback, the right back, Smith. And now Gell looking for a forward pass into Mondal. Mondal does get his head to it, but it was a difficult one. He can't find a colleague. And forward the ball goes once more. Beeden wins another header against Curran, as he should. And now Whitby with some space and time in the centre circle through Grattan, who's dropped deep to pick this one up. He goes left, out to Shepherd. Shepherd has no room to move in, but does well to evade Kegney. Then runs into Murphy, though. Murphy twisting and turning, looking for options. Has his pocket picked by Hawkins. And now Shepherd advances down the left wing until Trey Pemberton gets a toe in there. Knocks it out into touch. And we will have a long throw from Beeden. Just over 25 minutes off normal time to play here at theleeson.com. Harrison Beeden with this long throw. Mac need to concentrate here as the throw comes in, looking for Simpson. Mac allow the ball to bounce. Good call though from Dylan Berry, who gathers inside his own 6-yard box and bowls it out to Brandon Lee, who's going to need no invitation here to carry the ball forward over halfway. Mondale comes back with him. Lee switches it right, slightly behind Kegney, but he's picked it up nonetheless. Now Dawson into Rooney. Rooney shovels one round the corner to Kegney. Not too many Mac bodies in the area at the moment, as we hold on to it down the right, looking for options. Kegney with it. Oh no, no forward pass for Kegney, so he goes all the way back to Dylan Berry. Matt will try once more. This time Luke Murphy picks the ball up into the feet of Curran. Curran's got Rowe with him. Lays one off to Rooney, and now Matt will go down the left through Lee. The wall of white ahead of them though. 10 Whitby bodies behind the ball as Laurent Mendy lofts one over to Pemberton down the right. Pemberton's ball is a poor one to Kegney, and cut out. Forward come Whitby down their left. Simpson, the substitute, tries to hold on to it. And a little nibble there from Trey Pemberton. Caught the shin rather than the ball. And so Whitby have a chance from this free kick. It's wide on their left. Good crossing position though. And it's going to be Grattan to take this free kick from the left. Right-footed in-swinger. There it comes towards the far post. Goalkeeper Berry set off. He gets a punch on that one, and the ball spills out to the left-hand side where Duffy can clear. Duffy's clearance is picked up though by Whitby, and then Duffy can't hold on to possession once more, which forces Mendy to go long. And now Grattan from deep tries to play a ball for Gell down the right-hand side onto the head of Lee, and then lovely play from Duffy and Mendy to find Murphy. And Mac now have a chance to break down their left. No ball over the top though for Lee, so Lee's forced to turn and go back to Mendy. Whitby continuing to press here. I feel like there will be space in behind for Mac, and they look to go down the right hand side once more with Kegney. Kegney trying to run across his man. Done well here, Kegney to the byline. Can he pull it back? He can't. Straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper, Bland. Ran out of room there, Kegney, in the end. That was good though again. Rooney with a lovely little 1-2. The feature of his game today. Moving the ball a little bit quicker. Has been criticised for taking too many touches in recent games. He's on form today. The man who got the opening goal, John Rooney. Seems a long time ago though now. This game's still very much in the balance. Still 2-1. This is a long ball over hit by Whitby. Pemberton can only help the ball back into midfield though, where it's picked up by the substitute Hawkins. Now into Grattan. He gets the ball moving quickly out to the right hand side. 2 players there for Whitby. Now Grattan, who's running the game from deep here. Ball into Mondale, chance to attack the penalty area. He takes on an early shot, deflected behind off Mendy. Another corner. Game does seem to pick up when Mondale gets on the ball. It's that extra burst of pace that he has. Attack the penalty area there with real intent. Saw his shot blocked, and he's going to go across to take this corner from the Whitby right. Everyone back inside the penalty area for Mac as the corner comes in. It's not cleared at the near post. Ball out to Gell at the edge of the box. Shooting chance for Grattan, which sees it blocked. And the ball spills off a Macman and out to Neil Kegney. Kegney now skins his man on the right. It was Shepherd. 3 players to the left of Kegney. Still he attacks the penalty area, cutting in field. Kegney now into the feet of Duffy. Heavy touch from Duffy. Still Mac in possession though. Out to the left hand side of the box now. Shot comes in from Rooney and it's a poor one. But it's had all the pace taken off it by the deflection of Beeden, and so it's behind for a corner. Great play again there from Neil Kengley. Got Mac from the edge of their own box to having a corner down the other end in a flash. He's having a really good afternoon. Can be frustrating in some of the things he does, but his pace, his directness is always a danger to the opposition, and we're seeing that today. And his break has won a corner for Mac. 3 players left forward by Whitby. Rooney will take this corner from the right. In it comes, looking for the run of Dawson. It's past Dawson, who couldn't quite get ahead on it. Ball will stay in play though in the right back position, where Smith picks it up for the visitors. Mac players funneling back, and Whitby content just to hold on to it here on the edge of their own box. James Hardy in conversation with manager Alex Bruce down below us. Might be coming on shortly. But it is Whitby now with ball in midfield. Good run there from Hawkins in behind Murphy. Header though by Fensom, only into the path of Grattan. Grattan can bring it down well. Looking for options, fires one towards Mondal, who thought it was meant for Smith. It wasn't, and then Mondal does really well to stop Lee going forward. And Mac have it at the back at the moment, with the goalkeeper Berry. Now to Pemberton, forward towards Kengley. Shepherd did well though in the head of Kengley, and Pemberton forced to clear. Mac though can't hold on to the ball as it goes forward. Will be doing well. Yeah, just to stifle Mac. Been a second half of very, very few chances. The best 2 have fallen to Mac within a 60 to 90 second period. Whitby though have managed to keep themselves into this game. 71 minutes gone as the ball comes in towards the far post. Good header there from Pemberton against Simpson. Should never get anywhere near a header there, but he did. And now it's forward towards Curran. Curran tries to play one into the channel for Duffy, but it's a good clearance by Bland. Starting position was great for the visiting keeper, and he was able to clear as Neil Kengley now chases one down the right hand side. A couple of players converge on Kengley, and now Bland miscues one horribly as he tried to find the right back Smith. Puts into touch and gives Mac a throw down their left. And that throw taken short to Mendy. Mac just trying to get a feel for the ball here. As Brandon Lee sets off down the left hand side. Good turn of pace from him. Up against Smith, the right back for Whitby. This is all happening now down by the corner flag as Lee keeps the ball in but plays it infield to no one. And now it goes forward to Simpson. Simpson, good first time layoff into Fensom. He's got the run of Hatton outside him. Hatton now trying to go the long way around Trey Pemberton, which is not easy to do. An excellent defending there from Trey Pemberton. Gets his body in the way. Eases the Whitby man under the ball. And Mac have a throw now. You just feel something has to give in this game. Whitby continuing to press. They've only got 1 change left. Mac would love to add a third here, I think, to try and kill it off. I've got 3 changes left as the throw-in is back into play. Mondal can't get on that one. Murphy's there in midfield for Mac. Murphy trying to hold Geloft as well, and finds Brandon Lee, who is in some time and space at left back. Lee wasn't able to play the early ball though, and now he has it back from Mendy. Lee plays a great ball in behind for Duffy. Duffy now in down the left hand side. No one inside him. Still Duffy into the penalty area. Holds on to it. Shot is blocked by Beeden and then cleared away by Whitby. Tired clearance by Smith, only as far as Murphy. Now Matt coming forward down their right hand side. Trey Pemberton has it. Back to Murphy. Everyone looking short for the ball for Matt. No one in behind as Curran now picks the ball up on the edge of the area into Rooney. Can Rooney find anyone? Just holds on to it. Steers one into Curran, who's got his back to goal here. Great reverse pass from Curran into Pemberton. Pemberton can steady himself. Chance to cross. Just holds on to it a little bit too long though, Pemberton. Whitby able to clear now up towards Simpson, where Simpson is dispossessed by Fensom right in front of the home bench. Had to do that. Fensom come a long way to make the challenge. You see James Hardy continuing to go through a full warm-up down in front of us. And he's going to have a chat now with Peter Band. Get some last-minute instructions. As Whitby elect to take that throw-in short. We've not seen too many throw-ins in a dangerous area over these last 10-15 minutes for the Seasiders. We know that Beeden can get it into the Mac box from virtually anywhere inside the Whitby half as they go along this time. The ball's flicked in towards the Mac penalty area by Simpson, cleared away by Mendy first time. And Luke Duffy will scamper across and pick it up well. Duffy sets off, but it's good pace to get there ahead of him by Doherty. And seen all the way back to Bland. It's one thing, if Duffy was just a yard quicker, we'd have some player on our hands. It's Pemberton this time, gets up well again ahead of Simpson. Heads one into touch. You see the board down in front of us, it's going to be John Rooney that comes off. James Hardy to come on, but the ball's still in play for the moment. And Bland, the Whitby keeper, goes long looking for Simpson. Simpson wins the header against Pemberton and into touch by Fensham. And we now will see that long throw of Beeden with 75.5 minutes on the clock. The ball into touch. And that allows Mac to make their first change of the game. On will come number 15, James Hardy. And he's going to replace number 10, the scorer of Mac's second goal, or first goal rather, John Rooney.
Substitution for the score and please show your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, for the pitch number 10, John Rooney.
John Rooney receiving a well-deserved round of applause as he makes his way off here. James Hardy onto the field. The man who performed so impressively whilst on loan at Ashton United. He's got a big role to do here in this last 15 minutes as Mac with defending to do before they can even think about extending their lead. As here comes a throw from Beeden. Mendy wins the first header. Curran's going to try and get under this one. Just eased under the ball though is Curran. Goes into a good challenge and he's done well, Curran, to find Shepherd. Now Hardy. Brandon Lee off ahead of him. Hardy twisting and turning, trying to get away from Mondal. Can't do so. Gives the ball away. And here come Whitby over halfway. Looking for Gell. Ball finds its way back at the feet of Grattan. Now it's back to Shepherd. Good number of players forward here for Whitby in this attack as Rowe carries the ball over halfway. Mondal now takes on the attack. Operating from deep here into Simpson. Again, Whitby's rotation in that forward area difficult for Mac to track. Just biding their time, and now the ball goes over the top, but it's a poor one. Couldn't find Mondal or Simpson. And the ball back to his goalkeeper by Pemberton. Clearance not the best one by Berry, but it's well picked up there by Neil Kengley. Kengley strongly challenged by Shepherd. Mac, I think, fortunate to get a throw in there inside their own half. Very physical game, this one. Not too much space for either side. And it's Kengley this time, who, despite the first touch, still had no time to operate in. As Mac's throw-in goes long, lose possession from that throw. It's a long ball this time from Whitby. Mondale beaten to it by Mendy. Dawson has to be careful in midfield, but he's done well to hold his man off. That allows Luke Duffy to play it wide into Brandon Lee. Lee just forced to check his run, looking for options. Lofts one down the line, looking for Luke Duffy. Duffy has Beeden with him. Beeden does well there against Duffy, just takes the ball off him with ease. And then Bland clears long. Mondale underneath it, but Brandon Lee wins the header. Duffy can't get onto the second ball. And it's back with Beeden. Once more, centre half for Whitby. We've got 11.5 minutes to get themselves back into this one. No goals in the second half as yet. Close game here at the leasing.com. As Whitby come forward again over halfway. Doherty has it. Plays one back into midfield. It's good play there by Dawson. Ball picked up now by Curran. Curran switches the ball left to Dawson. Hardy to his right. Still Dawson holds on to it. Dawson plays it to Hardy and the flag is up. And the ball was behind Hardy as well. And the chance is gone. Wonder if Dawson could have found Hardy a little bit earlier. Fresh legs of James Hardy. Saw him make that run. A positive run into midfield. Couldn't quite find the final pass. Just looking down the remaining subs for Mac. Apart from the goalkeeper, Alex Hurst, Freddie Sass and John Nolan. So no Kane Drummond again amongst the subs. The real turn of pace that he offers might be something that would be beneficial in these last few minutes. As Curran now played in behind by Duffy. Curran though can't quite escape the attentions of Smith, who recovered well. Blocked the attempted run of Curran. Saw it back to his keeper Bland, who goes long. Straight ball which Fenson wins ahead of Simpson. Kengley not able to hold that one up. Smith, or Shepherd rather, got there ahead of him. And now it's Wright. Smith on the ball, and Smith has gone down there. Seems to be struggling with injury, and I think cramp at the very least. So some treatment now will be forthcoming for Connor Smith. And with just under 10 minutes of normal time to go, Mac 2, Whitby 1. We'll just have a little break in play here so that Connor Smith can get some treatment. So Connor Smith still down over on the far side. Will be the second player that Whitby have had to replace through injury. And we can see over here that by the near touchline, Sonny Ferguson, wearing number 15, stripped and ready to come on. And it is indeed going to be for Connor Smith. Can't continue there. Picked up again what looks like a muscular injury. And his afternoon is done. So on in his place comes Sonny Ferguson.
Number 15, Sonny Fergus.
Oh, Fergus, sorry, yes, Son Fergus. Fergus on, and Mac will return the ball to Whitby. Why no Kane Drummond? Is he still injured? I don't know, that's a good question. Played in the Test Senior Cup. I saw him at Mask on a week ago today. Not heard any update on Kane. I think he offers a good option in terms of pace. Works hard as well off the ball. He's not in the 16 today, as Mac now have a throw in a right back position. Referee just urging Trey Pemberton to hurry up with it. Pemberton goes long, straight onto the head of Shepherd. And then Pemberton's clearance is all the way through to the third and final change for Whitby, Fergus. And he goes back to Bland, and Bland now will pump one long towards the Mac box. Simpson wins the header, doesn't get much on it. That allows Pemberton to clear. Only as far as Doherty in there. Doherty trying to step away from Murphy. Murphy has to be careful. There's a couple of grabs at him. Doherty's done well. Now the ball goes left to Shepherd. Shepherd challenged by Pemberton. Pemberton just caught him. And it's going to be a good crossing position here down the Whitby left. Pretty much in the corner. I wonder whether Whitby would have rather had a throw from this position. As it is, they have this set piece, which Grattan will take. Right footed, he's going to swing this one in towards Dillenberry's 6-yard box. Everybody back for Mac. Referee blows his whistle. Grattan will swing this one in. It's towards the far post. Heads go up. Comes off Fenson's head, I believe, and behind for a corner. Nice delivery from Grattan. Fenson urging his fellow defenders to concentrate here. Another set piece, this time a corner. Mondal will take from the Whitby right. And it comes again towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Mendy gets his head to that. Curran can't clear it though. And the ball is all the way back now to Bland. Bland, who helps one into the channel, looking for Simpson. Simpson gets his head to another one. Ball spills out left to Shepherd. Shepherd faced by Pemberton. Pemberton has to be careful here. Stands his man up well. Ball infield to Simpson. Low shot from Simpson is blocked by Fenson. Whitby though pick up the second ball once more. Simpson has it. Steers one to the left. Chance to cross for Shepherd. It's a low one. Into Gell. Gell's first touch was a heavy one. And now Hardy emerges with it. Mac looking for options. Good ball, looking ball from Kegney. It's well cut out. With his head by Fergus. And now chance to scamper down the right for Grattan. Grattan with Dawson on his tail. Dawson's done well. Does though concede a throw. Which Beedon will take. Forward comes Rowe. Throw in from the right. Again, a chance to get this one deep inside the Mac box. Just over 5 minutes, under 5 minutes of normal play to go, rather. Long loopy throw in this time onto the head of Brandon Lee. Clearance completed by Luke Duffy. Curran will chase. Curran bear hug there by Gell. Referee not interested. And now Beedon with a chance to cross. Good block on that cross as well by Luke Duffy. Ball though goes out for a corner in front of the Star Lane end. Late pressure here from Whitby. Corner's going to be taken quickly by Mondal. In swinging corner towards the far post. Simpson's making the run. Good header from Fenson. And then the ball fired over from the edge of the box by Grattan onto the roof of the stand and behind. Good header there from Fenson in the midst of all that. Got up well ahead of Simpson, who's a much bigger man. And again, it was not an easy effort for Grattan. He was having to back up, volley it, difficult skill. I wasn't able to execute it on this occasion. And Dylan Berry is just going to run the clock down here a little bit, I think. Taking his time over the goal kick for Mac. Can't see any further subs looking likely on the Mac bench. As Berry now will take his time over this kick. Goes long down the right. Header won by the away defence, and it's forward by Fenson, who stepped in ahead of Mondal. Something for Kegney to chase. Kegney will chase that down to the right touchline. Kegney trying to get into the area, has beaten Shepherd. Kegney now plays it across the 6-yard box. Curran can't quite reach it. Threw himself at the ball, did Curran, and the ball just too far in front of him as the ball's still alive down the left. Duffy back into Curran, looking to twist and turn. Now Duffy again with a low shot. Well fielded at the near post by Bland. That was really close for Mac. Inches away from finishing this one off. The boot of Curran. Couldn't quite get his foot on that one. As a free kick to Whitby. Chance for them to cross into Mac territory. Trey Pemberton. Pemberton down after a challenge off the ball there. Certainly felt that one. Some unnecessary shenanigans going on here. That would have been it if Alex Curran could have just got himself onto the end of that cross from Neil Kegney. Frustration for Curran. Made the run. And so we're going to have that free kick after a bit more wasted time. Grattan will take it. It's about 15 yards inside the Mac half. Just in off the left touch line. Crossing opportunity for Grattan. The Mac holding a high line here just outside their own box. As the free kick comes in, looking for the runner Simpson. Simpson wins it. Mendy there, and Mendy does well in the end to clear after a brief hesitation behind. Just concede the corner though, Mendy. Not much else he could have done. Mondal in a rush to take this one. Time running out here for Whitby. Corner comes in now. Go the heads it once more. It's bouncing around. Shepherd wins it. Flicked and cleared by Pemberton. Curran though can't win the second ball. And the up and under from Doherty towards the Mac box. Ball now out to the left hand side, and Hawkins with a low cross, headed clear by Mendy to the edge of the box. In comes the volley. Now the header towards the far post, and it's in at the far post, is it? I thought that had gone over the line. It was Gell who looked to have turned it in at the far post. Assistant referee unsighted. Referee unsighted as well. I'm convinced that ball went over the line at the far post. I think Mac have got away with one here. The Whitby players go over to the assistant. He had absolutely no chance of seeing it though. There was 10 bodies in the way. 3 headers inside the Mac box. Scrambling going on. It was Gell that was falling from midfield. I think he turned it in. Well, we'll have to wait for the highlights for that one. But the officials didn't see it. Or if they did see it, they ruled it didn't cross the line. That's the important thing, of course. And that could be a major let-off for Mac. Still 2-1. Wow, well, late drama here. And Mac have a free kick just inside their own half here. After that drama, just could not clear the free kick. 2 or 3 headers from Whitby. Gell smuggled one in at the back post, I thought. Nothing doing by the officials, and now Whitby clear long, looking for Simpson. Pemberton has to be careful. Good touch there from Simpson, but too much on it. A judge to have fouled Pemberton. Son Rooney gets man of the match award. Scorer of Mac's first goal.
And this afternoon's attendance, 3,002. Thank you very, very much for your support.
3,002. As Berry clears for Mac. We're now waiting to see the board with 91.25 minutes on the clock. I've not seen a board go up, so we're into an unknown amount of added time here as Whitby come forward through Hawkins down the left-hand side. This ball in field is cut out by Murphy. Back to Hawkins though. Now left, chance to cross, is cleared on the edge of the box by Fenson. Ball picked up by Gell, who thought he'd equalised just a moment or two ago. Now Rowe with a chance to play a long ball of his own. Right-footed, looking for Simpson. Simpson flicks towards the area, chested down and cleared by Dawson. Under pressure from Mondal. Again, first head onto it is a Whitby head. And there's a foul in there. Good play by Neil Kengley. Just inviting the challenge of Grattan. Goes down inside his own half. And Mac have a chance to waste some time here. The attendance 3,002. As Mac now will make a couple of changes in these dire moments. Off goes number 9, Alex Curran. On in his place comes number 14, Alex Hurst. Hurst primarily a winger. I think with the now deep into injury time. I don't think Mac are going to put anyone forward. And the second change, 3rd in total. We'll see Freddie Sass come on.
Number 9, Alex Curran. And here he is replaced by number 13, Alex Hurst.
And then the final change for Mac, we'll see Brandon Lee replaced by Freddie Sass.
And he will be replaced by number 16, Freddie Sass.
Sass on, man on loan from Southport. Again, a like-for-like change there at left back. A little bit of extra added height if Whitby, go with a long ball. We're now 3.25 minutes into added time. Didn't see the board. 4 minutes been indicated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world-famous Jed Coyne has announced that there will...
As Berry goes long with the resulting free kick towards Kengley.
Please stand up.
Kengley can't win the ball. It's cleared by Beeden. Flick on by Simpson. Mondal though can't hold on to it. Missed kick though from Mendy. Now Grattan with a chance, and Grattan steers the shot wide, much to the enjoyment of the Star Lane end. There's a missed kick in there by Laurent Mendy. Allowed Grattan in. Didn't have the pace to get away from the Mac defence. Decided he had to take on the shot early and couldn't threaten the goal of Dylan Berry. That was a good chance. Board was put up for 4 minutes, but we were about 3.5 minutes into injury time when it was put up, so I've no idea how long's left, I'm afraid. All I know is that Mac are hanging on here to a degree. Still 2-1. All eyes on the referee. As Dylan Berry takes the goal kick long. Looking for Kengney. Rowe wins the header though for Whitby. Sass also wins his header, and that allows Laurent Mendy to pick the ball up on halfway. Mendy carrying the ball deep into Whitby territory. This is just what Mac need. Good ball from him into Duffy. Good challenge though back there from Whitby, and they're able to slam the ball clear through Beeden. Attack though breaks down for the visitors, and it's now Mac who have the ball just where they want with Neil Kengney. Kengney holds off his man brilliantly into the channel for Hardy. Hardy though with a heavy touch. Goal kick, which Splan really needs to take quickly here for Whitby. Time not on their side as Splan goes along with that goal kick. Dawson underneath it, good header from Dawson. And Dawson will chase that header. Rowe's there with him. Dawson gets to the ball. Dawson now towards the area. Challenged by Rowe. Referee rules that Rowe got a touch on the ball, and Morpeth and Whitby able to clear up to halfway. They can't hold on to it though. They will have a throw in the left back spot. And Dawson has gone down. Dawson saying he's injured there. A moment or two after thinking he might have got a penalty. It was a great challenge actually from Daniel Rowe, who got himself the wrong side of Dawson. Still managed to put in a fair tackle. Excellent play by the visiting skipper. As Dawson is booked again, and that's another booking for dissent for him. 2 minutes left. We've just seen the referee say 2 minutes left, so that gives me an idea. And it's a throw in for Whitby at left back. Goes back to Bland, who needs to get it long. His clearance isn't the best one. Falls to Murphy in midfield. Murphy helps it forward. Goalkeeper Bland will come out of his area to clear. Gets a bit more distance on this one. All 100 miles an hour stuff now as Gell plays the ball over the top of Sass. Sass there recovers, and Sass is able to clear long and into the Whitby half, where Fergus, the right back, gets things moving quickly with a throw. Mac now just holding their position. Whitby going long at every chance. Long ball again up to Ferguson. Headed clear by Fensom, and now Sass into Murphy. Murphy able just to put his foot on that one. He steers one into the channel, but Kengney had run offside. So it's through to Bland. Bland again with another long ball. Mondal underneath it, as is Fensom, who wins the header. Hardy can't get his head to one. Competing there well though is Hardy with Doherty. Doherty emerges with the ball as the referee blows the full-time whistle here at theleasing.com. Whitby with a valiant second half effort here after being delayed by travel issues on the way down. It was 2-1 at the break. It's 2-1 at the end. In truth, Mac had the better chances in the second half. A great save by Bland after 52 minutes, saving with his legs after the low effort from Paul Dawson. And then a moment later, Luke Duffy sliding in at the far post, was just denied by one of the defenders, making an excellent recovery challenge. And then Mac's third and final chance of the half, Alex Curran threw himself at a centre from Neil Kengney. He was at the far post, couldn't quite get his studs onto the ball, otherwise it would have been 3-1. And then the one real effort of note from Whitby in the second half. It was a run from Adam Gell at the far post. Chaos in the Mac area, 3 or 4 flick-ons, and Gell thought he'd turn the ball home at the far post. Vociferous appeals by the Whitby players who thought the ball had crossed the line. Referee and assistant referee unsighted. We had a good position up here in the press box, and it looked like the ball might have snuck across the line. As it was though, Whitby were denied, and they fall to a 2-1 defeat here at theleasing.com. Their first away defeat in the league this season. A valiant effort from Whitby in difficult circumstances. They've played well this afternoon. I'm sure they're going to pick up many, many more points this season. Well played to them. And also well played to Matt, because that's now 2 wins from 2 for Alex Bruce. He'll be pleased to get through this one. Another tough examination of his squad. Gives him a few more days now, as the next game for Mac is going to be here on Tuesday night. Baseford United, the visitors, on the 14th of November. That'll be a good one again. Please do try and get down to support Alex Bruce and the boys for that one. If you can't join us for that, we'll be here on Mixler, hopefully using the laptop rather than a mobile phone, but we'll be here anyway to do our best to bring you some commentary from that one. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much.